Welcome to CN Rail's Preeceville Subdivision. We're just outside Durban, Manitoba, watching a mixed-unit train as it makes its way to the main line. Our first stop is a grade crossing protected by a simple stop sign. Like much of the prairies, this track once served wooden elevators at every town. Those are all gone now, but instead of being abandoned, this line is surprisingly busy with just two main customers. The Richardson Pioneer Elevator is shipping 100-car trains from their existing elevator, but they're also working to replace that facility with a brand new cement structure, and a loop loading track will replace their old ladder track system. This will bring their capacity to well over 100 cars per train. Louisiana Pacific ships oriented strandboard product by rail as well. With the recent jump in lumber prices, each car may as well be loaded with gold. It's valuable stuff that needs to get to market quickly. Today's train is typical of an outbound freight. Two locomotives lead the grain cars, then a third locomotive provides additional power right ahead of the back of the train, consisting of full wood cars and empty tankers from the OSB plant. This crossing is just a mile from where two elevators once stood in Durban. The pool elevator fell victim to a lightning strike early one summer morning. Though fire crews tried, they were unable to extinguish the flames, and the elevator burned to the ground. That left the Cargill facility, which was eventually torn down. Durban itself was once the largest community in the Swan River Valley. The road you see behind the crossing was intended to be the main highway through the area, but a land dispute between farmers and the government led to a new road being built a mile to the north. That began the demise of Durban, and the community now only has a few houses and a post office left of what was once several stores, banks, service stations, and of course a thriving railway station. We'll jump ahead to the end of this train to see those OSB cars with their loads of wood and gold. The smell of the wood as it passes is breathtaking. It's a mix of forest and new house. If it could be bottled, it might be an amazing perfume. Make sure you're downwind of a train like this to experience the smells along with the rumble of the engine. Through the magic of video, we'll jump ahead a mile on the line and the snow is instantly melted. We're filming this on a different day, but the train remains the same setup. The two lead locomotives, and then grain cars followed by a third locomotive, and the OSB and tanker cars. We'll post links to the full videos in the description. It's your chance to check out some amazing drone shots of trains along this line, as well as a full video at each grade crossing. Full trains like these travel slowly along the Preeceville Subdivision. It's uphill all the way, but it isn't always this slow. If a train consists of only wood cars, the shorter unit travels much quicker. The last few months, Saturday has been the best day to find a long train. Each train is marshaled in the Swan River Yard about 20 miles up the track. That's a division point which once joined the Preeceville, Cowan, and Irwood subdivisions. Just south of Swan River, the Thunderhill Junction switch remains, but renumbering has happened along the track. These days, the Cowan subdivision starts at mile 83.5 and runs to Swan River at mile 98.5. The Irwood line has become a spur that runs 7.1 miles of the original length to the Pioneer Elevator. The Cowan subdivision was the victim of a major washout back in 1993. The problems were never fixed, and it was listed for discontinuance in 1996. By June of 2000, the line was sold for scrap. At one time, the Irwood subdivision linked Swan River to Hudson Bay, Saskatchewan, running north. It had a spur to the inland cement limestone quarry near Mafeking. That quarry closed in the mid-1990s. Here's the end of the train again, where it transitions from grain to another locomotive, and then has the Louisiana Pacific OSB cars and empty tankers. Those tankers come in full of resin that makes the board. The plant is now around 25 years old and has been harvesting trees since its inception. The land harvested when the plant opened is now quickly becoming ready to be harvested again, proving the renewable nature of the wood being used. The plant originally made only standard OSB, but now makes OSB siding. It's undergoing a major upgrade to enhance its products again as the company invests further into the Swan River Valley. We'll watch the tail of the train move off into the sunset, then it's time to jump ahead to Benito and watch the train come in to the very next town. Here we are in Benito. When the highway was built to the north of Durban, it was this community that started to grow. It sits on Highway 83 and still features a 50-kilometer-an-hour speed zone as you pass through town. A couple hundred houses complement a grocery store, pharmacy, bank, insurance agency, 2 hardware stores, and a meat market, plus Egg Shield Manufacturing, which is known around the world for their agricultural products. There are a few crossings here. To the east, a grade crossing brings a grid road across the tracks. Then, in the middle of town, Main Street crosses between what used to be elevator grounds. The station was just to the west of the Main Street crossing. A block away, Highway 83 crosses the line. Here we see the train taking the Main Street crossing. It's protected by a simple stop sign. Here we see that crossing as the train approaches. We've switched back to the winter view and watch our first train lumber slowly across the highway. The lights on this crossing haven't been upgraded to LED yet, so they still flash the old-fashioned way. The crossing bell, still mechanical as well, giving us that nice crisp sound we love from the past. Our train's pulling in, so it's time to take a look. In the background, you're seeing the community's skating and curling rink. A brand new skate park was just added, making sure there's something for everyone, no matter the season. There's been a lot of upgrading done to the Preeceville Subdivision in the past few years, but you can still clearly see why the trains don't run too fast along here. Notice the movement of the rail at the joiner, as well as the ties having plenty of give as the heavy cars pass over them. We'll go back to the air and watch our second train go over that same crossing. This time we see a former church just off the track. It was converted to a house several years ago and could make an excellent home for someone who loves to see a train going past. The track extends westward behind several houses before it heads off to Saskatchewan. In this part of Manitoba, it's hard not to see beauty everywhere you look. Within a few minutes' drive of Benito, you'll find several lakes with resorts and great fishing. All around, you find opportunities for hunting. The nearby Thunder Hill area provides winter skiing as well as mountain biking in the summer. A new project there is improving walking trails and upgrading the chalet for all year use. A mile away from Thunder Hill, you'll find Manitoba's version of Magnet Hill. Park your car at the bottom of the hill and watch as it magically rolls up. We'll feature that in a future video. Housing prices here are low and the cost of living is affordable. The valley offers fiber, cable, DSL, and wireless internet service, so you can make your home here and telecommute to the office. Locals tell us you can sell your home in Toronto and live like a king here while still having cash to spare. We found the end of the train just coming into town. It won't be long until these trains are just a memory, but new empty cars will soon be rolling in, ready to take the products made in the Swan River Valley all the way to market. This video has been edited together from 4 full passes of the trains. Links to each raw video are down below so you can watch it from start to finish in any version you like. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're always notified when there's new episodes of Travels with Bill ready to watch. Until next time, happy railroading.